Ever felt confused by the term API? You're not alone. Today, we will break down some common API terms. First, let's have a quick overview of what an API is. API stands for Application Programmable Interface. We can think of it as a menu in a restaurant. It tells us what we can order and what services are available. Let's suppose we order a burger. Then waiter will get us our order. This is how an API works. We ask for something, and API will get us what we want. Now, to use a menu, we need someone to read it and place the order. In the tech world, we call this the API client. The client is simply the application that makes the request to the server and receives the response from it. Let's dive into our first term, endpoints. In our restaurant analogy, if the API is the whole menu, then an endpoint is a specific item on that menu. For example, if we want to order a burger, that's one endpoint. If we want fries, that's another. An endpoint does something specific. In the data world, an endpoint is a specific URL. This is what an application interacts with to perform a particular action or get specific data. Like /burger image will get you image of burger. Next, we have tokens. Think of this like an ID card or a special pass. Imagine we are going to a house party. We can't just walk in. We need a special invitation or some kind of identity proof to show who we are. Only then are we allowed in. A token works in a similar way with APIs. When an application wants to access an API, it usually needs to present a token. Only with this token can we access the information we are requesting. This token is a unique string of characters that verifies our identity and permissions. Now, when we talk about rate limits, we mean making sure we don't overwhelm the system. Think about calling your favorite radio station to request a song. If everyone calls at the same time, the phone lines get jammed. So the station might have a rule. Please call only once every 5 minutes. That is what we call a rate limit. APIs also have rate limits to stop a single user or application from making too many requests in a short time. This helps protect the API server from getting overloaded and make sure everyone has fair access. If we reach the limit, the API will temporarily ask us to slow down. Let's talk about API keys. This is often related to tokens, but there is a big difference. If a token is like a daily pass to your club, an API key is more like the master key for your entire business. It allows access not only to the club, but also to the club's back-end operations. Its unique identifier is provided to you by the API provider when you sign up. An API key often grants access to a broader set of API functions and is typically used to identify the application or developer rather than just an individual user. It's crucial for tracking usage and billing. We must keep our API keys secret. Finally, let's look at webhooks. Normally, our application makes a request to the API. But with a webhook, the API calls us. Imagine we have ordered a package online. Instead of constantly checking the tracking page, the webhook sends us a text message when the package is about to be delivered, or when it has been delivered. That's how a webhook works. When a specific event happens on the API side, like a new order, a payment processed, or data updated, the API automatically sends a notification to the URL we have provided. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.